Hello, Revival Tabernacle and New City Church. Let's get right into it. Mark chapter 11, verses 15 and 16. They came to Jerusalem, and he went into the temple and began to throw out those buying and selling. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the chairs of those selling doves, and would not permit anyone to carry goods through the temple. Now, I'm sure over the years you have heard many people reference this text when talking about Jesus being angry because of what was going on inside of the house of God. Well, allow me just to clear up some of the bad doctrine, if you will. The business activities themselves was not necessarily the problem. You see, pilgrims coming to worship God needed to buy animals, watch this, to make sacrifices. That was the whole reason why they were there. So there was no issue with them buying and selling animals on the church grounds. The problem was that these activities were taking place in the temple, hindering worship from taking place. That is what had Jesus throwing over tables and chairs like Mr. Darnell from the movie Lean On Me. I guess you had to see the movie. Well, listen, it's because it was hindering worship from taking place. My question to you today is, what is hindering worship from taking place in your temple? If Jesus were to come into the temple of your life, what things would he begin overturning? Is your kids' extracurricular activity schedule that keeps you from worshiping God? Is that it? Is it your social media accounts that keep you from worshiping? Is it your stash account or your Acorns or Robinhood or day trading activities that keep you from worshiping? Is it the pursuit to please and love your spouse, which is a good thing and is a gift from God, but should never be placed above God himself? Let's make sure we don't have something in the way that hinders us from worshiping God, because this, my brothers and sisters, is sin. For God himself commanded us that thou shalt love him only, and that we should have no other God before him. One way to describe sin is to miss the mark. Think of a bullseye on a target. Your goal is to hit the bullseye when you shoot at the target. Now, it doesn't matter if you miss the bullseye by a yard or a millimeter. You still miss the mark. So it doesn't matter if your sin is a yard off, like murder, or a millimeter off, like pride. You have still missed God's bullseye of holiness. Therefore, we should open our lives to God's work, just like the psalmist declares, and say, "Search me, God. You know my heart. Test me and know my concern. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the everlasting way." So I challenge you, New City and Revival Tab, to allow God to search you. And like the old song says, if you find anything that shouldn't be, I want you to take it out. Overturn the tables. Throw me out of the seat. Why? Because I want to be right. I want to be saved. And I want to be whole and holy, for holiness without which no man shall see the Lord.